What is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Today, we are going to be talking about the topic of manifestation and how a lot of people don't use the three keys that are required that I will talk to you about today to actually make those manifestations become a reality. So, most people are breaking down in one of the three keys we will talk about today, and I'll show you how to fix each one of them and be able to combine them together to actually create your desired reality. Let's get into it. Okay, so these are our three areas that we're going to focus on to create manifestation into reality, which is going to be down here. All right, so first, originating core energy that it comes through when you actually want to manifest something is the thought. Okay, you have a thought which is not honestly yours to originate with, of a life that you want to live or of a desired effect or result that you would like to enact in this life. That is the thought. When Steve Jobs thought of the iPhone, he thought of it. He saw it in his mental image before it had anything to do with this physical plane. Okay, so he pulled the iPhone from his mental image and transpired it into the physical plane through these actions we will talk about today. All right, so the thought is the original source of a manifestation. So this is where you'll have your goal. Okay, so let's say, just for a simple example here, you want to be financially free with family, a beautiful family, and a healthy relationship with a beautiful woman. Okay, so you want to be financially free with beautiful kids that you're training well, and a wife that respects you and is submissive to you. Okay, so that's your desired reality. That's the idea, the image that you have inside of your mind. Okay, so from here we go to frequency and emotion. Okay, which are essentially the same thing. Emotion is just energetic motion. All right, frequency is the exact same thing. Okay, they're waves. So if your frequency and emotion here, when you think this thought about financial freedom, family, wife, your desired dream life, for example, and you feel fear, or you feel guilt, like you don't deserve it, or you feel anxiety because of the steps that it'll take, because of the hardships that you'll have to endure to actually achieve this desired goal. Or maybe you don't even know what it is that you need to do to achieve that, so you feel confusion. All of these feelings, all of these emotions are distorting this transmission and not allowing this transmission to come from the thought and actually, you see these arrows, actually drop down into reality. Okay, into your identity and then into reality, which we'll get into in a second. Okay, so you have this thought, you feel fear, guilt, anxiety, confusion, anything that's a negative or destructive emotion. Okay, that is going to scramble the signal. Okay, so when it comes to your identity, you're going to have a culmination of these wants and desires plus your fears and anxieties. Okay, so instead of having the actual identity that you desire, which is this, let's say a beautiful aura of a person, you have this distorted and cracked image because the frequency that you're holding, all right, the pulse that your heart is letting out is not that of this person. Okay, this person would not be feeling these feelings that you're feeling. All right, so it transpires into this type of ugly, fractured mess. Okay, where it's all broken and distorted, and God isn't able to use you kind of like a lens, focus his attention through you and create that desired reality. Okay, so you have the same thought. You want financial freedom, a beautiful family, a loving woman that's submissive to you. And instead of feeling these feelings of fear, guilt, anxiety, and confusion, you actively and consciously replace those feelings, okay? So you take these feelings out and you in turn place the feelings of courage, gratitude, respect, reverence, and love, which is all of these feelings at its core level, except for courage. Courage is a higher point of fear. But when you take these feelings and replace them, okay, so you take these feelings out and you put in these feelings of courage, gratitude, respect, reverence, and love, your frequency will be able to actually transmute this reality into your identity, which is what we're going to get into next, okay? So when you cleanse out your emotional state, okay, and you break away this ripple, this fragmentation, okay, and you're able to actually just all but remove these feelings of guilt, anxiety, fear, and confusion, and you just now feel courage, respect, gratitude, reverence, love, and feelings of that nature, then that transmutes down into your identity, and your identity is cleaner, it's more full, okay? It's more aligned and together, okay? Think about it like a crystal. If the crystal has a whole bunch of refractments, when you shine the light on that crystal, it's going to disperse and go all over the place. Whereas if the crystal is focused on a single focal point, it will melt the paper. It will burn a hole in the damn paper or rock that it's sitting there focusing on, okay? So that is what you're going to try to do here with your identity, okay? This is God here. He is giving you his energy, all right? That's what's making your heart beat. That's what's making your thoughts think, all right? And you, once you can clean up your emotional state and your internal state, can begin to reflect his energy out into this world and start creating the actual desired reality that you believe up here, okay? So, when you identify yourself as the person who already has this, you stop living in this state of lack, okay? Because that's what these negative feelings of fear and confusion and anxiety is a state of lack. And you start living in a state of abundance. So now your identity is confirmed. Your identity is secure in who you know you're destined to be. So whatever happens on this external world, whatever waves try to hit you, whatever trials and tribulations come at you, you're able to remain still and remain whole inside the middle, okay? Because you have the identity. And that identity is what makes you take the actual actions to create this reality, okay? Because you identify as the person that has that reality. So you create that reality yourself. All right? We are made in the image of God. So that means we are made in the imagination of God. So we have that same imagination ourselves. Okay? So you tap in to God that is above and all around you, and you can create your desired reality. I hope this video helps you guys and puts into perspective how a lot of people are getting things wrong in these different ways. One more thought, okay? If your desired reality is negative or not productive to society, you're gonna have a really hard time letting these things come through, okay? So make sure that your desire is not just to be rich and not just for egotistical purposes, but actually for the purpose of the betterment of this entire world, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Please hit subscribe if you like this type of content, and leave a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. I'll see you on the next one.